Well, hello and welcome to another exciting math lesson with your math teacher, Mr. Bedley here. We'll be doing fourth grade Excel lesson number 61. This is going to be a super easy, cheesy lesson. You're going to love it. We're taking a look at odd and even numbers and dividing dollar amounts by a one-digit divisor. So first of all, a review of odd and even numbers. Remember that odd numbers have a 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9 in the ones place. That's the only place you have to look at to decide if a number is odd or even. And even numbers have a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8 in the ones place. The ones place is the only spot that matters for odd and even. Even numbers means that we can take the number and split it into two even groups where it's the same in each group. So odd numbers, that can't be done with. And here we go with number 1. It says circle the set with one odd and one even number. The hardest part about this is just following the directions. So we're looking for a set that has one odd and one even. Let's take a look at the first set, 38 and 64. Well, 38 because of the 8 is an even number. 64 because of the 4 is also an even number. We're not looking for two even numbers, we're looking for one odd and one even. Now let's take a look at this set right here, 45 and 69. The 5 in the ones place tells us that's an odd number. The 9 in the ones place on this one tells us that's an odd number. So this is two odd numbers, not an odd and an even. Let's take a look at this set here, 37 and 59. The 7 in the ones place tells us it's odd. The 9 in the ones place tells us that number is odd. That's two odd numbers, not one and one, odd and one even. 48 and 65. Well, we've got an 8 in the ones place. That tells us it's even. We have a 5 in the ones place. That tells us it's odd. So here we have one odd and one even, and that fulfills the directions or the problem itself. And so that would be my correct answer. I circle those two, and each one of these numbers, 48 and 65, would both go in my check answer. All right, go ahead and pause the video, do 2 and 3, turn it back on when you've solved both of those problems. So for number 2, circle the set with two even numbers, 56 and 79. That's an odd number. Doesn't work. 43 and 68. 43 is an odd number. Doesn't work. 46 and 67. 67 is an odd number. We need two even numbers. 54 and 48. Those are both even numbers, so you should have circled that one. Circle the set with two odd numbers. 38 is an even number. It's not going to work to have two odd numbers with that. 41 and 97, both odd numbers because of the 1 and the 7. 50 and 63, 50 is an even number. 25 and 82, 82 is an even number. So there are your answers. Now we're going to take a look at how to divide money and get the correct answer with money with division with only a one-digit divisor. When the dividend is a dollar amount, that's the number on the n side of the problem, the dividend, the decimal in the quotient will be directly above where it is in the dividend. In other words, the answer, the quotient, has to be straight up from the problem. For this reason, it is very important that the digits in the quotients, or the answer to the division problem, be in the right place. Check each of your answers with multiplication. So let's go through a sample problem together here so you can get the idea. We go 2 into 1. Nope, 2 does not go into 1. Does 2 go then into 13? Yes, it does. 2 times 6 is 12, and so we put the 12 there. Go ahead and put those numbers on your paper. And then we subtract. 13 minus 12 is 1. And then we're going to bring the 6 down to join with the 1. So we really have 16 cents there, divided by 2, and that would be 8, because 8 times 2 is 16. 16 minus 16 is 0. Go ahead and fill that in on your paper. Now, is the answer 68? No, it's not. It's actually 68 cents. And here's how we know. You take the decimal point that's right here, and you go straight up to the top, put the decimal point there. You also need to have a dollar sign in your answer. Now, if you switch these numbers around and put the 6, say, over here when you're doing your division, you're going to end up with the wrong answer. You're going to have $6 and something cents. And so you've got to keep these numbers straight up above the number that you're dividing it into. And when we put that 2 into the 13, the 6 goes right there because that's the ones place of the 13. We're really putting 2 into $1.30 is what we're doing. And we're saying it goes in 60 times into $1.30 or 60 cents. And so we've got to keep those digits lined up. To check it, we're going to do 68 cents times 2 to see if it comes out right, okay? So we get the 68 from here where the quotient is, and the 2 there as the divisor. So let's try this. 8 times 2 is 16. Carry the 1. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 1 is 13. And then we got to put the decimal point and the dollar sign in there to make it into money. $1.36, and that comes out to be the same as the dividend. And so we know that our answer is correct. If you ever do one of these division problems with money and you get a remainder, you know you've done something wrong. There's not going to be any remainders for right now, at least at this level of math on your money problems. All right, go ahead and pause the video, just do number 5, and then turn it back on when you're ready to see that solution. So here we go. You should have put a decimal point straight up from the decimal point that's already in the problem. 3 goes into 8 2 times. 2 times 3 is 6. Subtract, and that's actually $8 divided by 3. And then you get $6 because $2, don't forget the dollar sign there, times 3 is $6. 8 minus 6 is 2. Then we bring the next digit down here to join with that. So we've got like $2.40 now. And 24 divided by 3 is 8, or $2.40 divided by 3. And that's 80, right? Because the 8's in the tens place. 8 times 3 is 24, or 80 times 3 is 240. Same idea there. And we get 0. And then we got to bring that 9 all the way down. This is where some kids get tricked. You just bring down one digit at a time, and now we divide this by the same number we've been dividing by the whole time. 9 divided by 3 is 3, and 3 times 3 is 9, and so we get 0 left over, which we always should in our money problems. And then we do 283. If you didn't do this, shame on you. You've got to do the check by multiplying times 3. Pause the video if you didn't do it before I do it. 3 times 3 is 9. 8 times 3 is 24. Carry the 2. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 2 is 8. $8.49, which is the same as that. So we can feel good about our answer. Okay, pause the video, do numbers 6 and 7 on your own, and then turn it on when you're ready for the solutions to those. So first we do 4 into 1. Can't do that. $1 divided by 4, well, it's 25 cents, but we're not going to do that. We're going to join that $1 with the 60 cents and say $1.60 divided by 4, or 16 divided by 4. And the answer to that would be 4, of course. Let's get that decimal point up there before we forget. Dollar sign, might be a good idea to put a 0 in there because it's $0.40 so far. 4 times 4 is 16. Put that right under the other 16. Subtract and get 0. And then bring our 4 down, and we do 4 divided by 4 is 1. 1 times 4 is 4. Subtract and get 0. So then we check it by doing 41 cents or dollar sign 0.41. Remember, you can never do 0.41 cents. That's a big no-no because that decimal point doesn't belong in there. If it's 41 cents, no decimal point. Anyway, times 4, that's just a little review reminder for you there. 1 times 4 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Put the decimal point and the dollar sign in, and that matches up. You should have already done number 7. 7 goes, let's get the decimal point up here. Dollar sign. 7 goes into 8 one time. 1 times 7 is 7. Subtract and get 1. Bring the 5 down to join with that 1 or $1, 50 cents. $1.50, we've got 15 here. 15 divided by 7 obviously goes in 2 times because 2 times 7 is 14. subtract and get 1, and then bring our last digit down. 4, 14 divided by 7 is 2. So, and that comes out to be 14, obviously. 2 times 7 is 14, no remainder. Never a remainder on these money division problems. Now we check it by doing $1.22 times 7. 2 times 7 is 14. Carry the 1. 2 times 7 is 14 plus 1 is 15. Carry the 1. 1 times 7 is 7 plus the 1 is 8. Put the decimal point in there and the dollar sign, and you get $8.54, which matches up, and I can feel pretty confident about my answer. All right, we've got some math facts for you to practice here to finish off the lesson. Pause the video, do these as fast as you can, and then turn the video back on. All right, so you should have already done all these problems on your own, and now here are the answers. I want you to pause the video, check your work. Any of them that are wrong, fix them so that they're right, and then you're done with today's lesson. Thanks for watching.